Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day, and today is Tuesday the 9th, and yes, it's another day I'm going to do this without my shirt on. Hopefully it doesn't offend too many of you out there, not that I think anybody really watches these, so it don't matter, but I'm just too damn lazy to go get a shirt to put on. I just got a shower after doing my run, knocked out a little over 16K. It was so stupid hot and humid today. It was actually the hottest day we've had in Iowa since September of 2013. So it was hotter today than it was any single day all year of 2014. So definitely kind of interesting. We had a really mild summer last year, so I will give it that props. But I think it was like mid 90s, maybe high 90s, 95 plus. I don't remember exactly what they said it was, but it's what the news said, and it was definitely gross today. I got up, had a handful of things to get taken care of this morning. Had to get it all done a lot sooner than normal because I had to run over to another town. It's about 40-minute drive or so over to a hospital to see a doctor about my feet problems and that. So I went ahead, got all my stuff done here. Took off a little earlier than I really needed to, but I wanted to run by Walmart. Bought a new fan, 12-volt plug-in cigarette lighter fan to put in the car for my dog when he was going to be in the car after I got done at the doctor's office and that. So went ahead and from basically went out there, grabbed another like sunshade type thing that I had that was able to, I guess, basically to put in the back window. Supposedly designed to go in the back window. It's like that black perforated so you can still see through it, and it did not make enough difference. It really wasn't worth a damn. So I just took one of the giant windshield ones for like vans, the great big ones. It's the silver chromey looking stuff stuffed in the back window. It actually fits really well. I used it last summer. It worked real well, but I was thinking this thing might work if I could see through it, because right now I have basically a car with no back window. So I threw the one in the back, I put one in the front. There's about a 2-inch gap on the front on each side, but it's not bad. It blocks out enough. It's not worth buying another second unit to put up there. It works really, really well. Big fan of how good it does. The back windows are tinted, but they're all the way down. The front windows were almost all the way down, just enough where he couldn't jump out. I put his cooling vest on him when I got over there to the doctor's office. I actually went and did some running around first. Went to Dollar General and stuff also in that. Went to the park, let him kind of run around, let him go to the bathroom kind of thing. Threw his cooling vest on him and then tossed him in the car with the fan blowing out the windows and it rotated back and forth. I knew it would be a real problem. Dogs are outside, 100-degree weather, no shade, no sun, or out in the sun, no shade anyway, on a chain. So he's going to be fine in the car with a fan blowing on him. I didn't take the Redneck air conditioner I have. It's like a cooler with ice bottles and stuff in it. I didn't think it was going to be 95 plus today. So went ahead, went in there, got most of my paperwork and stuff done, came back out, checked on him, he was fine. Went back in, got to see the doctor, basically looked at my foot, my ankle, my Achilles tendon and stuff. He gave me some steroids for that. He thinks the foot pain in the front of my foot is from nerve damage, and I think it's when I stepped on a rock last year during one of my marathons, and it was a sharp-ass rock that stabbed between my toes, right where my toes meet my foot, right there, that joint, and it hurt so bad I actually peed a little on that run. So, and it's kind of plagued me ever since. He thinks the steroids might help that, but he said if it doesn't, we'll do some other looking at that later. But my biggest goal was I wanted to get my toenails removed, and I know a lot of people think I'm crazy as bat shit to do that, but I've been fighting removing toenails and cutting them off myself, pulling them out, drilling them out, burning them out, anything and everything. Like I'd say at least every 3 months, if not every 4 months, I'm ripping off a toenail, and that is just absolutely driving me crazy. So he said there are different ways we can basically just numb them up, and I can watch him a bunch of needles, and he puts this acid stuff on it and just eats away the nail and eats away the roots. He said those sometimes come back, and he said also you're getting like 4 shots per toe, and the more toes you do, the more pain in the butt it is, the more pain you feel the needles going in. He said it's not a fun thing to do. He said being as how you're wanting to have all 10 knocked off of there at one time, I could just do, there's 4 on my left foot, and there's 2 on my right foot that are the main culprits. But like he said, if you're taking off at that point, you're taking off 6 toenails, you got 4 left. What the hell? So I thought, yeah, it's true. He said since we're doing all 10, he recommended going to the actual operating room and put me fully under. And then basically he's going to, once I'm unconscious stuff, he'll shoot up each toe with Novocaine also, same as he would if I was in the office. But he's going to cut back the skin on top of my toes and peel the skin back, and he's going to go in with the knife, and then he's going to cut out all the root and cut it away. He said with the acid stuff they put on it, they have been known to grow back, and they usually always on the sides, creates a lot of red bad hangnail effect and a lot of problems. go back in and do it again. He said when he cuts them out, he's never known them to ever grow back in again. So I'm super stoked. I was so excited about that. I was just like pumped. The first time he get me in will be not this Friday, but the next Friday, the 19th, whatever it is, I think it is. And the problem with that is that's the day I'm helping my cousin move. She got a new house down in Kansas City, and I was like, oh crap, is there any chance you can get me in like 3 or 4 days earlier, possibly, so I can get that knocked out and get him at least healed up enough to be able to walk around a little bit? He said no. He only does surgeries on Friday, and he said the problem with missing that Friday, it's going to be like late July before I get there, and then like I'm right before my 50-mile race, and that's not a time for me to trust they're going to be healed up enough to run 50 miles. So he started looking at it, and we got talking a little bit, and I said I can postpone. I hate to do it, but I was like, I'm going to have to tell my cousin that I just can't help her because I can't push back the surgery that far out. It's not a good idea. It's too close to my race, and I don't want to lose my race for it. So he went ahead and goes, wait a minute. He goes, the reason I'm missing, I said, there's a lot of Fridays there. He goes, well, I'm taking off. There's like those Fridays, he was taking all those Fridays off. He goes, since I'm taking those Fridays off, won't be in the office, maybe I can get you in on Thursday. So he called over to the other hospital. He goes, I can get you in. It's an hour away from there. So it's a little more of a drive for me, but it's not that big a deal. He's going to get me in on the 25th as of right now. Don't know what time exactly, whatever time the operating room's open. He said it'll be early morning. He likes to operate in the mornings. So my plan is to basically keep my run streak alive until the 25th. I'll run that morning before I head over for my surgery. And then theoretically, I'll have at least 36 hours to recuperate. He said I need at least 3 days before I try and, do anything really on it. He said that if I run on it and stuff, it's just going to delay the time of taking the stitches out, because I'm going to be adding a little bit of basically pressure on and stuff. It's going to take some time delaying the stitches coming out. He said, but he'd like to have, the 3 days on there and stuff, and this and that. He said, if I do run too much, and if I trip and fall and hit a toe or something, he goes, I can cause an infection. But as of right now, the way it looks, my run streak's going to die on the 25th. I hate to think that way because I've got 500 at that point, it'll be 530 plus days into it. But it'd be kind of nice to keep it going. But if it does die today, no big deal. But if I'm feeling up to it 36 hours after surgery, and I can go out and kind of hobble a super slow jog, fast walk thing, and I can just go around the track, I want to be able to wear shoes for 3 days. They're going to be like literally all bandaged up and crap, no shoe will even fit. So if I can get out there and feel like I can do it, I'm going to go out and try and knock it out and see what happens. But I'm not going to injure myself worse than needs to be just to keep some stupid streak alive. But it's kind of cool to be able to say that. Then I know that if I don't, part of my things, I'd like to be able to say I started my run streak on January 1st, 2014, or January 1st, 2016, because it's an easy number. If I got to try and remember a weird date like August 2nd, 2015, it's going to be a weird date to remember. So I'll probably, if the streak dies, I'll probably leave it dead. And I'm afraid if I don't start it back up again, I will never do my run streak again. But at that point, I've already run 530 plus days, longer, more than most people ever run for a run streak. And then talking to somebody very important in my life right now, but talking to them, they basically told me my run streak is nothing, and anybody in the world could do it. It's only a mile a day. It means nothing. Anybody could take it out. And it kind of really, I don't know, it hit me pretty hard. It hit me harder than it should have, maybe because the fact that my run streak is dying, and I was much more emotional because on my run streak, I'm 98% positive my run streak is going to die on the 25th. And that's just, I don't know, I guess maybe I'm way more emotional about the whole fact of telling me that it's nothing. Anybody can do it. 80-year-old women walk every damn day, walk a mile. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not just doing a mile a day. Like this month, it's the 9th of the month, and I've ran 85 miles this month already. And they're like, well, yeah, but I've run, 100 miles a month this whole year. And I'm like, yeah, but I did 85 miles in 9 days. That's not 100 miles a month. That's a pretty big deal. And I've ran literally a marathon the next day. I'm out running, 5K the next day to keep my run streak alive. And it just, I don't know, it just felt like somebody just kicked me when I was down. Like I was already so depressed. I'm so emotionally beat up on this run streak dying that to have somebody's like, oh yeah, but it doesn't matter anyway. It's a bunch of shit. Nobody gives a damn about it. It's not impressive. It doesn't impress me at all. And I'm just like, wow, I kind of never thought I would hear that from somebody who I cared so much for and I thought cared so much for me. It just, I don't know. And it's probably, they didn't mean it that way, I'm sure, but just, I felt like the puppy who just got kicked when I'm like, I don't know, I just felt horrible. I was already feeling like I'm at a loss for losing this whole thing. And then to have somebody go, it doesn't matter. Any idiot can go do a mile a day. It's not impressive at all. I'm like, yeah, but it's not like I'm doing a mile. I'm done average 9.44 miles a day this month alone. I was 1,300, 1,500 miles a year kind of thing and stuff. It's not like I'm just doing a mile a day, so I don't know. I guess maybe I was a little more emotional than I should have been just because I felt like it was just, I'm already super scared about the surgery. I mean, shit could go wrong. I could get an infection. I could fucking lose a toe. I could lose a foot. Who the hell knows? I could literally end up never running again the rest of my life. And that terrifies the shit out of me. And at the same time, to find out the fact I've basically ran injured, ran sick to keep this run streak alive, and they're like, it's nothing. Anybody in the world can do it. And I'm like, it's not nothing. There's so few people in the world who've ever ran 500 plus days. There's so few people in the world who've ever ran more than 10 days in a row. It's such a small number that, like, you don't realize, like, even the most, coveted marathons, New York, Boston, Chicago and stuff, more people have ran those. Even like you got to qualify for those. More people have ran those than have ran a 500 plus day run streak in the world, because of the fact that most people choose not to do run streaks. It's not they couldn't do, it's they choose not to. And it's not like it's a super giant challenge. There's no time commitment. There's no, you have to run at 4-minute miles and that kind of junk. But it's just the dedication and the sheer willpower that I've been able to get out on days that I've just been sick as a dog and like literally throwing up and sick. I remember one day I was unable to hardly walk. My equilibrium was also out of my ears from my infection. It was just gross. And I got up and I took off running, and I was like, shit, I felt good. I ran about 3 miles, and I was about a little over a mile from home, and I stopped going to walk back, and I couldn't walk. My equilibrium was so screwed up walking that my blood pressure was so low. I was having trouble. I actually ended up running the next mile home, which was fine, which worked out great. But I got back in here, and I literally was grabbing hold of walls and stuff when I was taking my shower. I was like, had to hold on to stuff, because just standing there, my blood pressure had dropped so low that I was just so damn sick that I still ran that damn day. So, and yeah, it's impressive as shit to be able to say the fact, most people don't give a damn if you've ran, a dozen marathons last year or that kind of crap. But you tell them I've ran plus 500 some days outside, by the way, not on a treadmill, not on some indoor track, outside, all weathers, 100 degrees, 35 below zero. I've ran it all. And it just, to have somebody go, it's nothing. Anybody could do it. I don't know, it seemed like it really came at such a bad time in my life that knowing it's dying and then have somebody tell me it meant nothing, just, I don't know, it really kind of kicked me in the teeth. So, but anyway, I don't know. That's all I got for now, I guess. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.